Offensive foul was called against Tim Hardaway, who's been absolutely phenomenal through games 1 and 2. George goes at Doncic, it won't fall, and Luka with the rebound. Paul George is scoring, but he's not shooting it well. He's 3 for 15 from behind the arc this series and 5 for 26 in his last 3 playoff games. If you go back to the disappointment of Game 7 against Denver last year, off 1 foot, Doncic with the game's first basket.
He just gets ultra aggressive, and normally the results are positive.
Doncic against George. Now on the switch, this is what happened in Game 1, and Luka's got all 5 for the Mavs.
Saying he can't guard me. This is the first quarter, Luka. He's warm up a little bit.
Here's Doncic again.
Or not, Luka. Getting on Luka right now, then that means it's by design. And if he knocks down those shots over the top of a 7-footer, then you got to tip your hat to Luka.
He's got all 8 points in this game, but it's 11-0 Dallas after shooting almost 70% from behind the arc in the series. Finally, the Clippers on the board as Paul George scores at the 9:14 mark.
And I like that from Paul George. If your jumper's not falling, and if you're not Luka Doncic, make them all, Luka. What's going on? And say what you want. The Dallas Mavericks, they came to party tonight.
RJ, you played with some of the talk, and then that's it. But guys like Luka Doncic seem to love the big moments. There aren't many guys like that can back it up in these kind of moments.
Yeah, and it's true. We can look at the...
Denny Smith with the miss. Dallas with a 10-point lead. Here's Jackson, who got the start tonight, gets the basket against Doncic. He started 40.
But you can't foul. You just got to put a body on him, but you got to meet. That's what we're talking about, game plan mistakes. If you're not there early and on time, not something that is sustainable. I think the entire world knows that, but you can't just hope that they cool down. Like that, you got to get on somebody. You got to guard Porzingis wide open from 3.
They're 5 of 7 from three-point land, and they lead at 20.
Was it, Dave, that he's practicing telling the 7-footer at the top of the key that you can't guard him? He practiced on Boban at the start of the game because he knew what he was going to be doing to Zubac. That's just disrespectful.
There's Paul George in the paint with the basket, his second field goal. And it is 20-8, actually, is the correct score. Dallas in front. 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Mentioned this is the 9th career playoff game for Doncic. And the other games in the series with the Clippers last year obviously took place in the bubble as the Mavs turned it over there. This is the first playoff game in Dallas for Doncic. And setting a record pace through his first 8 games for points, rebounds, and assists. He also has 3 triple-doubles so far.
There's not much more we can say at this point in time other than the Clippers have to settle in. Let's talk about what the Clippers need to do. They got to settle in. This is a storm that they're facing. Settle in, make sure you move the ball, and maybe stop somebody from knocking down threes. Just maybe.
They're 6 of 8 now. That was Kleba with his first field goal. Mavs shooting 75% from behind the arc. Clippers yet to make a 3, and they were the #1 3-point shooting team in the league during the regular season. Clippers, in fact, with the 4th best ever in the regular season at 41%, 33% this year. Logo 3, no good from Doncic, his first miss of the game. Kawhi Leonard hasn't taken a shot yet. Batum up top, way short. Mavs ball with a 15-point lead midway through the first. Pull up 3, Hardaway. It's there. Everything's there. George penetrating. They work it around to Jackson, corner 3, and finally the Clippers with their first triple.
God, they needed. I wanted that for them. They needed that 3. But right now, the way to Dallas, people saying, oh, they can't stay hot like that. You can stay hot like they have been the last 2 games, and you're seeing it here early in this first quarter.
Doncic doing the Dirk, won't go. The tip does, though. Finney-Smith with 4 Clippers around him, bats it in.
And that's just inexcusable, a lack of effort there by the Clippers. You got 4 people on you, you got to make sure that you secure that rebound. They're shooting the ball the way they are right now, and the opportunity too. Just look, shot goes up. You got to box out if you're Reggie Jackson. You're starting now. That puts you in this game to make sure that things like that don't happen. Let's box out. Let's not give them second opportunities when they're shooting the ball well also.
So Doncic goes to the bench. Rick Carlisle, offensive foul is called here. That's the third offensive foul against the Clippers in 7 minutes. I was mentioning that Luka Doncic just went to the bench there, and Rick Carlisle told us this is what they did with Dirk back in the playoffs. They would play him for the first 6 minutes, sit him for 3, bring him back in for 6 so he could play with the second unit, sit him for 3 again, and then have him finish out the first half.
And look, if you have a superstar like this, you want to get him rest in the first half. You want to give him rest. I remember Pop used to look at Tim Duncan and just say, "You're not coming out in the second half." And then Tim would be like, okay. So you try and get your best players, your stars, rest early. Even if you're up, if you're down, that way you're able to just push them through that second half and maybe not put them in a position to play too many minutes.
Look at the turnovers, 5 already for the Clippers. They have only 4 baskets. They trail by 17 to the Mavs, who lead the series 2-0. Brunson off the window, good. And the lead is 19, the largest of the game. Paul George from about 18 feet off the heel. Offensive rebound, Leonard. And Kawhi with his first official field goal attempt of the game. He was fouled earlier on a call